You know, for us men, you don't even have to be the most best looking guy. I mean, really, if you do the bare minimum, which most people aren't willing to do, you know, that being going to the gym, will give you a nice frame, a nice face, will give you the confidence that you need. You go outside, and I speak as a testament, and the beauty of this is you don't even need to be the best looking guy. Women, they're going to want to talk to you, man. They'll give you the eyes. It happens. You know how a woman is pretty and men just give that signal that, you know, they'd love to speak to them? Well, the same is vice versa. But from the man's standpoint, when the man actually has built the body, usually, most of the time, it's coupled with the confidence too, which is really great. But the problem is, and this is a problem I had before, you're too scared to speak to women. And I've most definitely have been there, like I just said. And it primarily stems from the fact of me consuming too much media. You know, you see, you know, those gym type videos where someone's in the gym, you got the woman recording in the gym, the guy approaches or something like that, and then the woman gets so, well, don't come near me. Guys, I promise you, go out in real life, you're not going to see women like that. More so than not. It's never happened to me, right? So we need to get off the media first, because the media, it can condition our mind to believing things will be a lot worse than things really are, you know? And, you know, one thing I learned in life, and I don't have all the answers, but nothing is as good or as bad as it seems. So you might as well give it a go. And, you know, linking it back to this video, I speak as a testament when I talk about when you just speak with women, when you don't stress too much, when you don't overthink too much, you just give it a go. You just open your mouth, the same way you do with your fellow men, right? It's not as bad as you thought. Actually, it's pretty good. The conversation actually turns out pretty well. And one thing I learned about women too is, bro, 90% of the time, you're gonna have to do the approaching, man. Bro, I cannot stress how many times, because I've been training for 6 years, right? And, you know, linking back to what I said in the beginning, you do the bare minimum, just for a consistent amount of time, so for years. I know it may sound overwhelming for some. I promise you the time will pass by extremely quickly. You know, you just focus on days, turns into weeks, months, and then before you know it's a year. Years, even, you know? You get to that point where you have the frame, right? The woman give you the eyes. But from my experience, I used to always think, okay, cool, you're in shape, so the women are gonna approach you now. Now, it does happen at times, it does happen, right? But most of the time when you build a good frame, women are intimidated by your aura. The aura that you give off, not from doing too much and not from doing the most at that moment right now, but just from what you've built, what you've accumulated yourself to be. You're in shape, it's a signal to the world, I'm disciplined, you know? You may not have all your life together, but at least it will signal to the people around you, I got something about me that most people don't. I'm in shape. You start to radiate that same signal and women pick up on that, you know? The same way how a beautiful woman walks down the street, that's their signal saying, oh, I'm attractive. You know, even if they don't intentionally do it through physical actions or, you know, by flaunting their assets, if you will. But you can see it, and it's the same with men. But what I found is, I used to have this mentality of, oh, women are going to approach. 90% of the time they don't. You're going to have to do the talking, the initiating. Women are very different than us in terms of, you know, they're choosing signals, if you will. We're a lot more less passive and more so active. So we will do the approaching as we should. We will give the strong eye contact, and then we'll end up walking towards them. And most women are like this, not like this. So what I described with the men, most women would prefer, right? And it's, how do I know this? Because I know because in my personal life, whenever I speak to a woman, they give you that eye contact from a distance, right? Now, women are passive, they're too scared to make the approach. So you're going to have to do it 90% of the time. And if you still don't believe me, do it. And to know that the woman was always interested in speaking to you, if she starts smiling, if she starts playing with her hair, if she starts looking away, she was probably attracted to you. And she probably, well, yeah, in some way, shape or form. And she probably just wanted you to speak to her. You had the boost to speak. And you never know where it can go from there. I'm speaking from my own experience, man. I was coming back from a run, right? I was wearing some shorts, literally, they weren't even fancy shorts or anything like that, literally home shorts. Just got a meal, celebrated the run and whatnot. You know, literally basic casual clothes, man. What was I wearing? I think I was wearing a t-shirt and, I must have been wearing a jacket similar to the one I'm wearing now. And I remember I saw this woman walking past, regular woman, you know, relatively beautiful as most women are. And then I was having the thoughts that most people who are scared to talk to women have, the bitch thoughts, you know, that part of your brain that's telling you not to do so. That part of your brain that doesn't want to take a risk. I told that brain, shut the fuck up, let's see how I do. And so I spoke. It was very brief. I just said hello. I dumped my brain down. Keep it simple. The same way I keep it with the men. Keep it simple, so I said hello. She started smiling, said hello back. But the bitch thought my brain was giving me every reason not to say something. Oh, but she has headphones and she's not listening to shit. I don't give a shit. I'm golden Nagoma. I'm first place. So what did I do? I move like a warrior. I move like a first place. I move like the initiator. First place is above gold and silver. Let me rephrase. First place, gold, is above silver and bronze. Let me lead by example. Let me initiate. I said hello. A smile from her. That's simple. They don't overstress shit. Nothing like that. I just kept it simple. Hello. And she probably really appreciated, because with most women, they probably want to, there's probably a lot of you handsome motherfuckers out there that woman would love to speak to. But you're like me in the past, you're too scared to speak to women. I understand your pain, I'm not making fun of you. I can empathize, I can sympathize. But we need to change now. And we need to keep it short and simple. You know, it's very easy to see the men at the top who are really good with speaking with women. You think they're out of reach. They're not out of reach. It's easy as well. It's easy for you. Easy for you to start. What did I do to get to this point? Well, two things. In an actionable sense, well, let's start with the more mental aspect, because it all starts with the mental. I kind of had to delude myself to believing I was good with women. And that delusion came a reality. Now, some of you guys are thinking, delusion, Gordon, how? Well, the reason why you're scared of women right now, and the reason I was scared of women, you had this framework in your mind, this, something that's just been installed in your brain for so long, and that was, oh, I'm unworthy to speak to women. I'm not good enough to speak to women, so I'm not going to speak to women. This is why every time you come near a woman, you look away, or your palms get sweaty, or you start stuttering. I had to change my identity. You know, some of my videos I talk about women and whatnot. I was shy as fuck still. I still couldn't speak to women, right? It's like in a metaphorical sense. You're on a cliff, right? You have a rope with you. If any of you guys watch Bear Grylls, you may know where I'm getting with this, because this can literally be a literal sense, but in this context, let's make it metaphorical. So you're with you, you got your partner on the other side, the survival expert. Let's say Bear Grylls in this instance. You got your rope, you want to get to the next side, and you know that's all you can do. You know, your coach is telling you what to do. He's giving you the framework. You've seen him do it. You can do it too, right? And you got the rope to protect you even if you were to fall off, and you got the expert to help you, right? Okay, cool. So you know what to do, but it's that fear. Let's say you jumping that rope is the equivalent of the woman. You speaking to that woman, this aspect. You on this side of this rock is the equivalent of your fears. All that fear in your head. The in-between which leads to the cliff is the communication that has to happen to get to the point where you're able to speak to the woman on the other cliff. Now it's a rope moment. This is where your faith comes in. And a lot of you guys have fear of rejection. You have fear of rejection as I did in the past. You're all outcome orientated. I was like this a lot in high school. I cared too much what people thought about me, man. I don't even see those motherfuckers anymore. I don't see them for shit. They don't matter anymore. But I cannot stress how many times I would have a crush on a girl in school. I don't have crushes anymore. Like, obviously, before we get to that point, a crush is essentially, I feel like I have to say this in my own words, but a crush is essentially someone you romanticize about having, you know, a life with, in a sexual sense, stuff like that. Like, I find women attractive still, but it's not to the point where I'll start dreaming about this woman like I used to do in the past anymore. Maybe that played an effect on me being scared. I don't know why I just feel like I had to say that. But yeah, the rope, you know, all of that stuff, metaphorical for you, in the context of speaking to the woman, you have to take that leap of faith, you know, to which I did. And it was great. It turned out great. And I love you guys who feared that rejection, you know. Oh, I remember where I was now, you know. Guys, when you're 18 plus, when you're out of high school, man, life is going to be full of rejections, man. And you shouldn't place the woman's rejection on top of that. Bro, there be times, bro, I say hi outside to a woman. She hears me. Some of them manually hear me. Sometimes I just think you're scared to speak. Cause, yeah, I'm not a creepy guy, man. I just want to talk. I just want to say, hey, I'm a great guy. I have nothing to hide. But so that's her biggest nightmare, right? I'm telling you guys, someone who has experienced many rejections speaking to women. Bro, it's not that bad, I promise you. If anything, it gives you more confidence. It depedestalizes the woman's value in your head, right? So you don't see them as this angel. They're human just like you, and it gives, that's what's worked for me, gives you the confidence to speak. That's pretty much true. Good stuff, man. So you're gonna have to make that move, bro. You can watch as many how to talk to women videos. It's not actually doing the thing. Doing the thing is you speaking to the woman. And this video is simply made to just, you know, remind you of how simple it really is. And you really just have to open your mouth and don't overthink too much. Just command your legs. If you find someone attractive, command your legs to walk towards her. Fucking say a word. Bro, it's better to go through the pain of discipline, which is temporary, than the pain of regret. One thing I'm grateful for is that now I'm 20 in I think 11 days now. I'm so happy I've destroyed my fear with women before I turned 20. Because, bro, I was a nightmare in you know, these teenage years, for sure. And I always did know I had the confidence to speak to women. I always knew I had it deep down. It was just forming that self-identity that you're actually able to speak to women. Why am I speaking about this? You're going to reach a woman every day of your life. You don't want to be that super shy guy that's just too scared to speak to women. And you probably blew many chances to actually get with someone. You never know. Or just spark a good conversation. It doesn't always have to be like, you know, get into a relationship, but just boosting that skill with women. It's a good skill to have. You know? I hope this video served you some value. We're back, man. We're back, baby. Don't know how I said it like that. We're back, man. I haven't done these art videos for a while. I took a break, man. I kind of felt bad now and whatnot. But the fire is back. Not all the way, but we're getting somewhere. But yeah, I hope this helped you. And speaking to with women, it's really as simple as just say a fucking word, please.